Your brain won't shut up. Even when everything around you is quiet, you lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations that already ended hours ago. You overthink what you said, what you should have said, and what they might be thinking right now. It feels like your mind is stuck in a loop. You didn't tape and choose. One small decision turns into 1,000 what-ifs in seconds, and somehow your brain convinces you that thinking more will solve everything. But it never does. If this feels familiar, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. Your brain is just doing what it thinks is its job, protecting you. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit like and subscribe to BrainDecoded, because understanding how your mind works can literally change your life. And trust me, this is something most people never fully figure out. Let's start with something simple. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, not happy. Thousands of years ago, overthinking actually helped humans survive. Thinking ahead, spotting danger, and imagining worst-case scenarios kept people alive. But today, you're not running from predators anymore. You're overthinking a text message, a job interview, or something you said 3 days ago. Your brain hasn't evolved as fast as your environment, so it treats social situations and small mistakes like life-threatening events. That's why your thoughts don't just stop. Your brain thinks, if I keep analyzing this, I'll prevent something bad from happening. But instead, it traps you in a cycle. You think more to feel better, but thinking more makes you feel worse. It's like trying to escape quicksand by struggling harder. The more you fight, the deeper you sink. Overthinking often starts with a single trigger. Maybe someone didn't reply to your message, or they replied in a different tone than usual. Your brain instantly jumps to conclusions. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset with me? Did I mess this up? And just like that, one thought becomes 10. Then 10 become 100. You replay every detail like a detective trying to solve a mystery. But the truth is, most of the time, there is no mystery. Your brain just hates uncertainty. It would rather create a negative story than accept not knowing. That's why overthinking feels so real. Because your brain fills in the gaps with emotions, not facts. And emotions are powerful. They make imagined problems feel like actual problems. Here's something most people don't realize. Overthinking is not about thinking too much. It's about thinking without control. Your mind jumps from one thought to another without direction. It's like scrolling endlessly, but inside your own head. You're not deciding what to think. Your thoughts are deciding you. And the worst part, you believe every single one of them. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean it's true. But overthinking makes it feel like every thought deserves attention. Imagine someone knocking on your door every second. At first, you might check who it is, but if you keep opening the door every time, you'll never have peace. That's exactly what happens in your mind. Every thought knocks, and you keep opening the door. No wonder you feel mentally exhausted. Overthinking also feeds on perfection. You want to make the right choice, say the right thing, and avoid mistakes. But life doesn't work like that. There is no perfect decision. Still, your brain keeps searching for one, and in that search, you get stuck. You delay decisions, replay actions, and question yourself constantly. Not because you're weak, but because you care. But caring too much without control turns into mental noise, and that noise becomes overwhelming. Another reason you overthink is fear of judgment. You worry about how others see you, what they think, and how they interpret your actions. Even when no one is actually judging you, your brain creates an imaginary audience. And in that audience, everyone seems critical. So you analyze everything to avoid embarrassment or rejection. But instead of protecting you, it drains you. You end up living more in your head than in real life. Moments pass, opportunities fade, and you're still thinking. The truth is, overthinking gives you an illusion of control. It feels like you're doing something productive. But you're not solving problems, you're recycling them. Again and again. And deep down you know it. That's why it feels so frustrating. You want to stop, but you don't know how. It's like telling your brain to be quiet, and it responds by getting louder. But here's where things start to shift. Because once you understand why your brain does this, you can start taking control back. And that's exactly what we're going to break down next. Now imagine this for a second. What if your thoughts are not facts, but just mental noise passing through your mind? Most people treat every thought like a command, but thoughts are actually more like notifications, not instructions. You don't have to respond to every notification your brain sends you. Some of them can simply be ignored. But overthinking makes you believe every thought is important, even the ones that are clearly not helping you. This is where the real problem begins. You stop living in reality and start living in your mind. And your mind is not always a reliable place when it's overwhelmed. It mixes fear, memory, and imagination into one story. That story feels real, but it's often not happening in real life. It's just your brain trying to predict outcomes. The more you focus on these thoughts, the stronger they become, because attention is like fuel for overthinking. But here's something important. You cannot stop thoughts from coming, but you can change your reaction to them. You are not the thoughts. You are the one noticing the thoughts. That small difference changes everything. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're sitting near a road and cars are passing by. You don't jump into every car. You just watch them pass. Thoughts are exactly the same. They come and go, but you don't have to enter every single one. You can just observe them and let them pass. But when you get emotionally attached to every thought, you become part of the traffic. And that's when your mind feels chaotic. Overthinking also grows stronger in silence. When you are alone with no distraction, your brain starts filling the gap. That's why nights feel worse. Your environment is quiet, but your mind becomes loud. It starts replaying everything you did during the day. Every mistake suddenly feels bigger than it actually was. But in reality, most people are too focused on their own lives to analyze yours. Your brain is doing extra work for no reason. At BrainDecoded, we always break this down in a simple way. Your mind is not your enemy. It's just untrained. Like a powerful machine without proper control, it can either help you or overwhelm you. The goal is not to stop thinking. The goal is to direct your thinking. When you give your mind a clear direction, it stops wandering into useless loops. One powerful way to break overthinking is action. Even a small action breaks the cycle of endless thoughts. Because overthinking survives in stillness, but action interrupts it. It pulls you back into reality. For example, instead of thinking about a decision for hours, take one small step toward it. You don't need full clarity. You just need movement. Clarity often comes after action, not before Italiano. Another thing that helps is labeling your thoughts. Instead of saying this is true, say I'm having a thought. That small shift creates distance between you and your mind. And distance reduces emotional intensity. You stop being trapped inside the thought and start observing it from outside. And slowly, the emotional grip weakens. The loop starts to lose power. But let's be honest, overthinking doesn't disappear overnight. It's a habit built over time, so it takes awareness, patience, and repetition to change it. Not force, not pressure. Every time you catch yourself overthinking, that is actually progress, because awareness is the first step out of the loop. Most people stay stuck because they don't even realize they are overthinking. They believe every thought without questioning it, but you are learning to notice it. And that alone puts you ahead of many people. Another important thing is understanding control. You cannot control everything, and your brain hates that truth. So it keeps trying anyway, It pretends that thinking more will create safety. But real safety comes from accepting uncertainty, not eliminating it. Life will always have unknowns. No amount of thinking will remove that. And that's okay, because you are stronger than uncertainty, even if your mind doesn't feel that way. When you stop trying to solve everything in your head, your mind becomes lighter. You start to feel present again, not stuck in past mistakes or future worries, just here, in this moment. And that is where peace actually exists. So the next time your brain starts looping again, remember this simple truth. You don't have to believe everything you think. You just have to notice it and let it pass. And slowly, your mind will start learning a new pattern, a calmer one. Before we end, if this video helped you understand your mind even a little better, then comment down below what you overthink about the most. And don't forget to share this with someone who is always stuck in their thoughts, because it might help them more than you think. And if you haven't already, subscribe to BrainDecoded, because we break down your mind in a way that actually makes sense in real life. Remember, your brain is powerful, but you are the one in control.